Kelly?
I'm going to use my prerogative to ask about a question that I'm very interested in personally. Justice Souter has famously said that cameras would come into the Supreme Court rolling over his dead body, and presumptive Justice Sotomayor seems to have the opposite view. If the members of the Supreme Court ask you whether they should allow C-SPAN to televise their hearings, what would you tell them and why?
Well, I have a feeling that they're not going to ask me.
Hypothetically.
And I have the feeling that this is one that, well, they're going to make this decision themselves, and they probably should make this decision themselves. They're the folks who best know the dynamic on the court, and I wouldn't pretend to give them advice on this. But I will say this. I mean, I've thought about this question a bit as I've watched the court in the past several months. I was confirmed by the Senate on March 21st, and literally the day after that was the Supreme Court's March sitting, and I went to every argument there and to every argument in the April sitting as well. And so sort of watched the court in a much more sustained way than I previously had. And what I was struck by was that if cameras were in the courtroom, the American public would see an amazing and extraordinary event. This court, I think, is so smart and so prepared and so engaged. And everybody who gets up there at the podium is, you know, the toughest questions, the most challenging questions are thrown at that person. And there is a debate of really extraordinary intellectual depth and richness. And so I think, I don't know if people remember years and years back when C-SPAN first came on, and they put those cameras in the legislative chambers, and it was a little bit embarrassing before they got this right because it was clear that nobody was there. And it's like, what are they doing up there? Well, I think if you put the cameras in the courtroom, people would see, wow, they would see an institution of their government, I think, working at a really high level. So that's one plus factor for doing it.